What is up, guys? Marcellus Williams, aka TheSwolefessor, here to educate you on health and social well-being. And today it is episode 4 of Time to Build, but it's actually day 5 of this program. So basically, I wasn't able to record yesterday just because of the gym that I went to. I went to it because it was convenient, but commercial gym really couldn't deal with the hassle of like recording and sending the camera and everything like that. And I was by myself, but you guys didn't miss too much because I didn't actually do any type of testing on that day. It was pretty much just my hypertrophy pull focus day, but I'll be sure to show you guys that day this next upcoming week. You guys will definitely see that. I'll make sure that's one of the, 1 or 2 videos for the series that you see is going to be that pull day. Basically what it looks like is it's going to end up being pin lay rows, sumo deadlifts, weighted chin-ups, and then like the rest of my like pull accessory movements. So I'll definitely take you guys through that day, so don't worry about that. What you're going to be seeing today is going to be the leg hypertrophy focus day, but the first thing I have to do is test my 2 to 5 rep max on squat, which honestly is the thing I'm most excited to test, just because like with everything else, it's like, with sumo I knew it was gonna have to be pretty light. Pin lay row, same thing, I haven't done in a while. And then bench, that's the thing about bench. I'm also gonna be retesting the bench max today too, just because apparently it is supposed to be more of a touch and go, not a pause. I still have to have, control over it like that, but it's not something I'm supposed to be doing for pause reps for right now. So I'm gonna redo that, then do my squat max test, and then take you guys through the hypertrophy leg day. So pretty excited about that to kind of see how that goes. I haven't squatted since Monday of last week with Russell. So what sucks about that is like, I'm either gonna feel really rested since I've had time, recover since then and since my meet, or I'm gonna feel really like rusted. So it's gonna be one of the others, rested or rusted. So hopefully I don't feel rusty. Hopefully everything feels good during my warm-up so I can move pretty adequate weight. I want something between either like maybe 365 for like 4 to 5 reps or 405 for 2 to 3. We'll see, it kind of just depends. Right now I'm weighing I woke up this morning around 160.6. I've kind of been fluctuating back and forth between like 162 and 160, kind of depending on if it's a day where my carbs are just a little bit higher, a little bit lower, but we'll kind of see how that goes. And then once again, originally I was planning on taking you guys through like, my measurements and weighs and stuff today, but seeing as I started this program on Tuesday, I'm gonna let it be a full week and then take you guys through the measurements at that point. So it'll probably be like, you guys will either see that around like, Tuesday or Wednesday, something like that. And then I'm gonna start taking my measurements at the beginning of each week. So probably like on Monday. Anyway, about to head to the gym. See you guys there. All right, guys, so I'm at a gym called UFit. It kind of looks like Planet Fitness, but I promise you it's not. Anyway, I just finished doing my last warm-up on bench, 275 for a double. So I'm gonna start off with 305, see if I get that for 2. And if it moves really easy, then I'll do 315 for 2 and just kind of keep doing that to test my 2 to 5 rep max. So. Alright guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop right there just because I feel like fresh. I know I can hit 315 for maybe 2. In fact, I know I can. I've hit it for sets of 3, 2, and 2 when fresh. But I'm just gonna stop right there, save my entry for squats, and then I'll talk to the professor as far as if I wanna like put in the 305 for the max, or if I should like kind of bump it up to 315 to let the percentages be based off that. So I'll talk to him about that. But anyway, let's go test this max on squat. Alright guys, so I'm gonna stop right there. Keep in mind guys, like when I was hitting like 405 for triples, the only time I've done that is like, around this body weight was when I'm peaking. I properly peak to do it. Or when I was heavier, when I was close to like 170, I was doing like 405 for triples, 410 for doubles. Same thing with my bench, 315 for triples, 325 for doubles. So for being around like 160 pounds right now, I'm okay with that, because this is all just a starting point, just to get an idea of what numbers to put into the calculator so I can start building from this point. Mentally, it's gonna be kind of tough. And for those of you who I know a lot of you can relate to this, like when you know you're capable of doing something else, but due to factors, you know it's smarter just to stop at a certain point. That's what I want to encourage you guys to do. Make sure you do that. Be smart. Think about things from a long-term perspective. Play the long-term game. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start here and take you guys through the hypertrophy leg focus workout.
Alright guys, so jumping in for a voiceover once again, and this time around what I want to talk to you guys about in relation to your bulk is having a realistic expectation of your growth. Now, those of you who follow me on Instagram are already kind of going to know where I'm going with this, because I sort of did a little mini rant on my story the other day about this. But basically, guys, I get questions all the time from pretty much people who've been lifting for, about a year or two longer, basically intermediate lifters. And they're always asking different questions about like, hey, why am I stalling? I'm not progressing like I was. I don't understand. I'm stronger now. Why can't I, progress faster? And you guys have to keep in mind and remember, and just to be safe, I'll link in the description down below, guys, the true difference between beginners, intermediate, and advanced lifters. But basically, guys, you have to understand that when you're an intermediate lifter, you're not going to keep adding weight to the bar every single week like you were as a beginner. It's just not going to happen. You have to learn proper periodization. You have to learn how to properly structure your programs and workouts so that they take into account your total weekly volume because of your recovery. Keep in mind, guys, that yes, when a beginner first starts, their recovery is garbage, but a few weeks into it and you'll find that their recovery is actually pretty good for the amount of workload that they're working with. Don't get me wrong, as an intermediate or advanced lifter, your work capacity and the amount of workload you can handle is going to be much higher than when you're a beginner. But the problem is that your strength is going to go up at a much faster rate than your rate of recovery. And I've mentioned that on this channel before, guys. Basically, even though your work capacity is going up, the amount of weight that you're able to do will go up faster than what you're able to recover from. So you may be able to come in and smash heavy triples with 400 plus pounds on squats, right? But you're not going to be able to come in and do that every other day because you're not going to be able to recover. Whereas before, maybe you could do that, with 225 or even 315, but your recovery is just not going to be at that point. So how does this tie into bulking? Well, understand, guys, that if you're an intermediate lifter, the whole reason of tracking your calories and tracking your progress and trying to make sure that you're steadily gaining weight at a nice steady pace is because you can only put on so much muscle at a time. People forget this so quickly. They get in this mindset of, I'm just gonna eat everything in sight, get as many calories as I can. But as I've mentioned on this channel before, guys, more calories does not necessarily equal more gains. It can to a point, eating enough to make sure that you're in a sufficient surplus to build muscle mass. To a point, eating enough calories makes a difference, but you get to a point where you can only build so much muscle so fast anyway, to where any extra calories you're eating over that, it's just going to be stored as fat. And it's like, there's no need for that. Don't get me wrong, you shouldn't be scared of gaining a little bit of fat on a bulk. It's normal, it's going to happen no matter what. But just getting excessively huge due to body fat doesn't really benefit you. So just have a realistic expectation of your progression, of your strength increases, of the weight that you're going to gain while you're working out. Just be realistic. Shoot for, really, honestly, if you're like at that intermediate or advanced stage, maybe trying to gain half a pound to a pound like a month or every 3 weeks. If you start gaining weight a little bit faster initially, that's normal. Just do your water weight going up and glycogen due to having extra carbs, etc. But in the long term, just make sure you're gaining very steadily, and make sure your progression in the gym as far as your workouts is consistent. You're not going to necessarily add weight to the bar every week, as I said, but are you gradually getting stronger? Are you building up the reps that you were doing with a certain amount of weight? Are you gradually adding weight to the bar maybe every 2 to 3 weeks? Is your programming periodized in such a way to where it ensures progression from week to week of some sort? If so, then you're good to go. And I know that for a lot of you, this is kind of just review because you've heard me go over things like this before, but I just really wanted to hit it home as a bunch of you get ready to start your bulk, to remember that progress is steady and that's okay. And to understand, if you're a beginner, then yeah, your gains are going to come relatively quickly. But once you get to that intermediate and advanced stage, guys, it's all about those long-term goals. Anyway, that's all I had to say to you guys. Enjoy the rest of the video.
that is it for the workout, and that is pretty much it for this video. So what I was trying to say earlier, even though it's kind of difficult, because I just finished squatting and your boy was tired, is that it's okay to start off conservative. That's pretty much what I'm doing, guys. If you notice, like with the higher rep progression schemes on the movements today, things are, you know, sets like of 10 to 15 or 12 to 15, I shot for the 10 reps or the 12 reps. I'm starting conservative. I'll build it up to the 15 reps and then I'll add some weight to, you know, the bar, the machine, whatever it may be. I'm okay starting off a little bit conservative with my max out attempts right now, because I understand why with sumo I haven't done it consistently in a while, so it's gonna be conservative. With bench, like I just am still coming back from a meet, haven't been benching like, you know, consistently for progression on it since the meet. With squats, the first time squatting in a week, like it's all these different reasons. And even though it's easy in my head to be like, oh, those are just excuses, you should be doing more, you've done more than that before, I have to think about the circumstances under which I was doing it. Trying to come in starting fresh on a program weighing 160 pounds, I'm not going to be moving the same amount of weight that I was on my concurrent training program when I was like 12 weeks into it, 170 pounds at the height of my last bulk. So I just have to, you have to be objective with yourself. It can be really hard, guys. Oftentimes people, we're too subjective with our training in the sense of we're doing less than what we know we should, or in like some of our cases, and mine specifically, we'll overdo it instead of like just playing it smart. That's the whole reason why I got a coach. I'm okay with starting conservative because I know I'm going to build it up. I'm looking at my long-term goals. I just started this bulk. I'm 160 pounds. It's going to, I'm only going to get stronger from whatever point I start at. So I'm okay starting a little bit conservative, not trying to burn myself out right in the beginning of the program. Like I said, this is just test week. The official first week will start next week. Now that I've kind of, you know, addressed that, got out the way, I told you guys I was going to kind of compare like the programming as far as like how I feel about it thus far, and that I've kind of gone through an entire week. So basically, even though it's not full body per se, I still like it because once again, it's not a bro split. I'm still hitting each muscle group twice a week, and it's like I said, it's more of a upper lower push pull legs, but not like a pure like, oh, just chest try shoulders push or just a back pull. It's more like a pure push pull, because my first day is upper body, right? It's everything upper body: bench, pin lay rows, back, chest, tries, by shoulder movements. The second day is like a lower body day. It's sumo deadlifts followed by a bunch of leg work. Then the next day is a full-on push day. So I'm not just doing bench and then like chest, tries, and shoulders. I squat on that day as well. Then Thursdays it's a pure pull day, not just back, buys, and rear delts, but I do sumo deadlifts first and then I pull. So I'm still doing predominantly a lot of big compound movements, full body style movements. Then today is like, you know, a leg day where I come in, I do my squats, and then my leg accessory work. So I honestly like the setup. Like I said, push pull legs is actually my favorite way to train. I know it's not quite as optimal as full body, but the way that everything is spread out is perfect because it's set up to where I can focus in on specific movements, whether it's bench, pin lay row, squat deadlifts, whatever it may be, and then I have just accessory work around that lift. So it's all set up to help me gradually like focus on just getting stronger on those movements, but also to where I can work in enough volume, total weekly volume, to build my body up, but not have to worry so much about like overly impacting my recovery or my fatigue because I'm doing so much in one day. So like the way the workload is distributed is great for me because the workload itself is very similar to how my full body setups usually are. It's just like the focus and emphasis on different groups is a little bit different. So all in all, I'm good with that, and that's kind of like the pro. If you guys notice, a lot of my extra volume work is on things like machines or isolation movements, and that's just so I can get in more volume to help with growth without impeding my recovery for the next heavy movement that I have to do, since I'm pretty much doing heavy movements every single day, Monday through Friday. So that's pretty much how I feel about the program as a whole. I like it thus far. I'm really excited to see how I progress just with it in general, with these different movements. And also, like I said, it's just certain movements that I'm really ready to get good at. Like, dude, Bulgarian split squats suck. Like, I have a very huge love-hate relationship with them right now. Like, on one end, it's like, bro, I love this because I know it's gonna help me with my stability, with core engagement, with just my overall leg growth. But on the other hand, it's like, bro, I hate these so much. So it's kind of like a love-hate relationship. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about the program. I think I covered everything that I wanted to say. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Like I said, this upcoming week, I'll be sure to take my measurements, and when I do, I'll show you guys what my measurements currently are, so you can see my starting point, as well as kind of take you through what my weigh-ins looks like for this entire week, so you can kind of see the trend. I'll talk a little bit about, like, weight fluctuations, everything like that. Things, just little tips to help you guys so that you know not to freak out with your bulk when you see weight fluctuations, etc. But yeah, that's really it for the video now. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you did. If you did not, leave a comment down below letting me know what I can do to get better. Like the video, share, subscribe, keep it simple, specific, scientific. I'll catch y'all later.